From Kalshi, this is actually crazy. There's a few things I want to address because I'm watching this prediction market stuff. Will Trump say Bad Bunny this month? Kalshi's got it at a 23% chance. Now, I don't actually care whether Trump does, but sitting across from me is White House correspondent Elaad Eliyahu. $297,639 wagered on whether or not Trump will say yes, or I'm sorry, Trump will say the phrase Bad Bunny, yes or no. If you pick that he will, and you wager $100, you will win $412. So if you put, okay, let's do $1,000 that he's going to say it, you will win $4,116. The reason why I find that absolutely crazy, in normal sports betting before the emergence of prediction markets, nothing I could do is going to change whether or not Sean Strickland wins a fight, UFC. So I can go on my show and say I'm rooting for him. I want him to win. He's a good dude. And I did bet on him, and they robbed him, and that was BS. Everybody knows that he won against, was it Duplessis? That fight, that was bunk. He should have won that one. I watched that. I was so pissed. Anyway, I digress. This Kalshi is prediction markets that millions of people can affect the outcomes on. So it's against the rules on Kalshi to insider trade, meaning if you have the ability to influence the outcome of one of these trades and you trade on it, it's against their rules. But there are people who are nailing these predictions on Polymarket as well. Like someone bet, was it 32 grand on when Maduro was going to be captured? And then he did, and they won something like $400,000.
I thought that person got arrested.
They did?
I don't know.
No, it's not illegal.
No?
This is not insider trading. This is not SEC regulated. This is not securities. So the crazy thing about this is, first, let me just preface this by saying, I am not going to wager on this. I am not buying any shares. I will not break Kalshi's rules. But Elaad, could you do me a favor? When you go to the White House, can you ask the president to clarify the name of the individual he criticized on Truth Social about the halftime show?
I mean, you are my boss.
My
we hold ourselves to a high journalistic standard here at Timcast, and it's all good fun and jokes and games that we're having now. But, you know, we would never insider trade on something like this, and we take our opportunities at the White House very seriously and thank the administration for the opportunities they give us there. I don't give enough of a shit about Bad Bunny to ask about it, unless it's in relation to ICE deporting illegal immigrants. Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah, but like he was saying once that he didn't want to have shows in the United States because he knows Hispanics show up and he didn't want ICE to hang out outside of his concerts.
This is the interesting circumstance in the Kalshi markets and how we're not. Listen, this is my point. I can't go on my show and be like, hey, Sean, make sure you throw a left hook. Like, it's not going to change the outcome. I can't do anything. It's kind of crazy that I'm looking at this with 300 grand on the line. I do believe there are several legitimate questions that need to be asked of Donald Trump about Bad Bunny. I'm not playing culture war BS. I think it's legitimate to ask Trump what specifically was he upset about with the halftime show. Just saying it was a bad halftime show leaves us all hanging. Do you have legitimate concerns or criticisms? He has made comments about ICE. Many conservatives are upset. He seems to be in favor of Puerto Rican independence, and he refers to America as the continent, not the country. There's a lot the president could address for the guy who performed at the Super Bowl. I think that's fair, and I think there's a lot of criticism. It is insane to me that the chance of this has dropped 13 points since this morning when I brought this up. People are still saying Trump won't say it, and they're buying heavily against it. And I'm pretty sure everybody in this room can make a phone call and get pretty dang close to making that happen. Like, the point is, Trevor Noah at the Grammys, he says, I'm Trevor Noah, potato. And if you had a bet on Polymarket that I was going to say potato at the Grammys, you just won a lot of money, Noah_22, implying it was him who did it, which I don't think he actually did. But it is a weird reality with these prediction markets that a lot of them are easily influenced by, look, there are, if like Carolyn Levitt, one of the mentions here, and pull this up, is let's see what we have here. Things that could be mentioned. What will Bernie say during his interview? You know, I don't know. What will McDonald say? What will Trump say this week? There's one from what will Carolyn Levitt say? Mr. Beast, Adam Schiff, Pam Bondi. Let me see. What will Bernie say? Airbnb, Coinbase. Where's the Carolyn Levitt one? Let me pull that one up, because that's another one. There we go. What will Carolyn Levitt say in the next press briefing? This is where it gets, oh, wait, what? Oh, because she already had it. Okay. Earlier today, She has a lot of those, I guess. But earlier today, it paid massive. If she said stupid question, I think it was like $100, won like $5,000. If she said the phrase stupid question.
So I have a couple of different thoughts here, but I thought it was worth mentioning that the Coinbase CEO actually a few months ago on an earnings call, took note of this and then just dropped all of the words.
Did he really?
Yeah. Brian Armstrong, the CEO, at the end of the call, literally rattled off all the crypto words that were, being traded on. This was a story the other day. But I think this is actually a little bit self-defeating because I didn't know these were originally supposed to be betting markets. I thought these were supposed to be prediction markets.
What do you think that is?
So the rule, no, because here's the difference. Because then the rule is self-defeating. Because then if somebody does have insider knowledge, you want them to bet on it because that will make them a more effective prediction market. So if somebody may prompt the president on Bad Bunny, you'd want them trading on that because they could change the outcome of that.
So here's the other thing I want to bring up with the Call Sheet stuff. And full disclosure, and check the Call Sheet, they do sponsor us. So I'm actually a fan. You can see I've got a couple $100. I'm not, guys, I like playing poker. I don't play crazy money. It's wild to me when I see people gambling ridiculous money. Even Dana White betting $400,000 on Baccarat or whatever. I get it. When you're a billionaire, you're a billionaire. But I got $300 in there, and I think I wagered on the Seahawks to win. I won $50. I'm very happy with my choice there. Okay, this is not advice. I'm not recommending you do any of this stuff. This is free money. Who wants to read it?
Will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027?
And what's the percentage chance of it happening?
13% chance that they will?
Yeah, there is a 0% chance the U.S. government in any capacity will confirm the existence of aliens this year.
Because they don't exist.
So they might. I don't know.
Get a 13% return on that.
Exactly. So let's say I put $1,000 in. At the end of the year, I make $139. That's better than the market.
Way better.
13% guaranteed return, taking money. There's $1.7 million wagered on the U.S. whether or not they'll confirm the existence of aliens. It is 0%. Now, there are others like will Jesus return? And those have like a 3% yes. That's okay, but doesn't beat the market. You want to get around 7%. It is insane to me that this exists. And here's what I'm going to show you. So the maximum bet is $451,000. So let's do that. You will make $30,000. You will make $36,000 in 1 year. And all you have to do, and understand this is important. When you buy shares in yes or no, you don't lose the money. You hold the shares. They can be sold at any time. So that means instead of having $500,000 in the bank, where it's just being crushed by inflation with terrible interest rates, I can just put it in here. And then at the end of the year, clear out $36,000. Getting some of the best. Now, to be fair, that's only an 8% margin because
it goes up as it's like stocks.
No, it's the more money you put in, you change the payouts because you're buying
you only have so many offers or bids.
Exactly.
So liquid.
So, really, you want to find that happy medium. Maybe 200,000 would pay you better. It's 12%, but that's $26,000.
I guess you're also taking on some risk of Kalshi making it that far into the future.
I don't see Kalshi going out of business in less than a year.
You never know, but that's the associated risk. But then,
Kalshi is printing money, dude.
Sure, but the DOJ could take them down for something stupid.
No, they're
approved. Trading something.
They're approved and regulated
Until something goes wrong.
Okay, but yes, sure, a meteor can fall in their headquarters, right?
I don't think it would have to be that.
Bro, the Kalshi is regulated, approved. It's here. They won. I don't see a reality where at this point, with as mainstream and no one's upset about it, Democrats, Republicans aren't complaining about it. They're fine with it. It went through its regulatory process. It won. They're not going out of business. Sure, fine. But then you can make the argument that, you better not put your money in Bank of America because
I trust Chase Bank more than I trust Kalshi.
That's fair. That's fine. But still.
And it's FDI. Is this FDIC?
To be fair, your only risk factor then is the solvency of Kalshi. Fine. I still think I'm not recommending anybody actually do it, but it is still pretty crazy that you will clear $40,000 because there are people stupid enough to put up money thinking the government is going to come out and admit aliens exist. Notice I said admit. Here, check this out. This is crazy. The leaderboards. Let's go to the monthly leaderboard. This dude bets and sweats made $500,000 in a month
A month.
on Kalshi.
Wait, is that just for this month or is that for January?
I think it's for the last 30 days specifically.
Okay.
And if you go by the last year, here's a dude who did 600,000 in a year. But yo, the monthly is cooking. Here's the thing. Okay, I know everybody here, and again, I'm not advising anybody to do anything. But if you listen to this show, you are on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of news, breaking news. Sometimes news breaks on this show when we pull up the tweets in real time saying this thing just happened. For most people, they are not that tuned in. And I've said this time and time again. If I actually traded stocks based on the news gathering job that I did, like if we hired a day trader and I just said, watch my videos and then make trades based on what I say, I'd probably be a billionaire. I'd imagine for anybody in this room, for you, knowing what you know about what's going on, you could probably make $1 million.
Well, I think a lot of what I like about Kalshi is you're not betting against the sports book, right? The sports books have really my buddies and I, we all had this NFL betting strategy that worked really well, betting fourth quarter unders, but it's totally changed. But I think that this is much better because you're betting against other people. They have to buy and sell it. I also think that if you understand politics, you can make a ton of money off of these shutdown fights, right? You know, I made a little bit of money off of the first government shutdown last year because it was obvious Democrats were not going to open up the government until after that November election. I think this is a great way to make money if you understand what you're doing.
Well, here's the other thing. And again, I'm going to stress this. Don't listen to me. Anything you do is your problem. If you, there was a guy I watched on Instagram where he said he just goes onto Kalshi and he bets on the guarantees. So you can go to live, things that are active right now, and it's like, okay, find a guarantee, 84% for Illinois to win college basketball, and he's like, I'm going to bet on it, and he's just printing money.
They're only up 4. That's crazy.
Yeah. So there are certainly better bets and better odds. But even look at Houston to Utah, it's 8-4, but it's 94-6. That's brutal. But
I would go the 6% on that one though. You know what I mean?
That game just started. That one just started. But the other game was really weird odds.
That's a value bet right there.
The previous one was.
So the general idea is if you find a contract that will end soon, like 2028 Democrat nominees got 47 million wagered or contracted, I think is the right word. But you're not going to find that out for 2 years, or actually no, for what, a year and a half for the next Democratic
That's
nominee.
a crazy long time to tie up your money.
No, actually, that's going to be two. It's going to be 2 years. It's going to be like what, mid-20, early. No, it's probably going to be what, early 28.
Early 28. Yeah,
It's kind of crazy how long they took for Harris.
It might go into the summer. It could be 2.5 years.
Dude, I need to start betting against Khomeini being out as supreme leader. I don't think we're invading. I don't think we're.
I don't think we're.
You think
I don't think
Khomeini will
regime
stay?
change? Yeah,
I agree.
Until he dies.
So here's the thing. Based on everything we know, not only that, Elaad, like we know people at the DOD. And that's not insider information. No one's telling us, "Hey, Elaad, we're not going to do it." It's just that the general idea we've gotten from people on the show and the way things have been explained have led us to believe. I'm
more informed than the general public.
And the general public from watching this show are more informed, and the people who watch it are more informed than the average member of the public. My point ultimately is, even outside of that, you take a look at, the aliens one's a really good example. 87%, and it's 1 year. It's a long time. If you go in, and I'm not telling you to do it, I'm saying here's the idea, and you just find any contract that's, look at this, it's 78-77 with 76-21. 4 seconds left at overtime. That's free money.
Yeah.
Like,
Free money.
that's what I'm talking about. Can I literally just buy they're going to win right now? It just ended. You could have cleared a contract.
I will say you got to be careful about those type. They call those bridge jumpers because guys would lose all their money at the track and then put one big. Anything. Can happen,
I'm not telling
especially in
anybody to
sports.
do this.
No, I get it.
My point is just there are contracts that end in like a day, right? And who will Trump nominate as Fed chair? Do we know when that's supposed to happen?
I think it's I'm not sure when.
It's got to be soon.
I'm not sure, but
96% it's going to be Kevin Warsh.
I've heard it's already going to be Kevin Warsh.
Agreed. So if you bought yes, and you're like, okay, I'll put in it's $157 million wagered on this. So that means you could look at this. Put in $1 million, you'll get 20 grand for free.
It's really unsettling too, because like people really can affect the change. What if something happened to this guy? Right? It's crazy odds like this.
So I would not recommend any putting $1 million or whatever. But again, even if you wanted $3 for free, the point is, I'm watching these Instagram videos where these dudes do this. They're like, I'm going to go and find something that's 95% guaranteed, and it's free money. Because it's not even really 95%. It's not like casino odds. Casino odds, there actually is a 4% chance of losing. This is actually 100%, but there are people value betting the opposite just to see.
Imagine you're a journalist sitting on a scoop on Warsh, just like with odds like this. It's just
No. You're sitting on a scoop on Ryder.
Yeah.
You're sitting there knowing full well it's gonna be Ryder, and then you're like, oh man, dude, I'm gonna look $100 nets you 10 grand.
Being able to bet on so many of these different things really starts messing up people's incentive structures, though, and can lead to really gay stuff.
Is there a market for finding Savannah Guthrie's mother?
That's just morbid.
But they have morbid stuff.
They do. What's
I don't
the
think so.
over-under on deportees?
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Polymarket maybe.
Polymarket.
I'm not trying to be a dick to Polymarket nor be derisive in any way to Kalshi. Polymarket kind of has the what's the right way to describe it? Let's just call it the wilder bets. You know, that's kind of an offensive wager. Are we going to find her mom? Kalshi is a little bit more above board. Like, Polymarket comes off to me like a dude in like a hoodie, and he's like hanging out, leaning up against a brick wall, being like, hey, you want to make a bet? And Kalshi is more like the casino guy in the vest being like, place your chips. So I don't mean that in any way to be derisive to either company, but when you look for the weird bets, Kalshi's pretty much very straightforward.
You're not going to find it.
Yeah. Although I don't, I kind of think that's brutal. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.